Welcome to Workplace Positive Psychology Exercises, an evidence-based guide to implementation. This webinar is part of our ongoing Psychology in the Workplace series. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yusra Benjeloun, Administrative Coordinator and Project Manager with the Work Wellness and Disability Prevention Institute, and I'll be co-moderating the webinar today.
Is Dr. Carolyn Winslow. Dr. Winslow is an industrial and organizational psychologist, applied researcher, and consultant at the Interdisciplinary Center for Healthy Workplaces at the University of California, Berkeley.
These organizational level practices can be contrasted with individual level approaches that directly target the individual and their feelings, behaviors, and cognitions, also known as thoughts, rather than their job or the environment in which they operate. That said, you'll see that the practice of job crafting that I'll cover in a bit is sort of an exception because it can also focus on the job itself. And even though the organization may offer employees things like time to complete activities and permission from management, they typically are employee initiated and directed. The one advantage of these practices is that they entail activities that individuals can pursue and complete themselves without much support from either another individual like a coach or a program facilitator or from management. These individual level activities are also defined by their relative discreteness, meaning that they can be planned and have a recognizable beginning and end. But, at the same time, they're practices, right? So the hope is that these feelings, behaviors, and thoughts will, over time, become more routine. So the link between gratitude and well-being is strong, and several different forms of gratitude interventions have been developed and evaluated by researchers. These forms include creating gratitude lists or journals, engaging in grateful contemplation, and also directly expressing gratitude through writing and verbally in a so-called gratitude visit. The first of these, gratitude lists and journals, is seen as the classic gratitude activity that has received the most research attention. The gratitude listing or journaling means making a gratitude list of the things that you're grateful for, usually at night before bed each day. And sometimes it helps to pick a specific number of things per the research. So for example, recording 3 things nightly. And research also suggests that it's important to be specific about what you're grateful for and think about how you felt when that something good happened to you. So fun fact, for years I've been keeping a regular gratitude e-journal that I simply email to myself nightly after reflecting on the past day's events. And then there also is grateful contemplation. So this practice is less specific than listing things or occurrences and involves thinking about or writing about the things that you're grateful for in a more global fashion. Some people choose to contemplate through meditation or through prayer. Whichever way you choose to do is up to you. And then finally, there are direct behavioral expressions of gratitude. With this form of the exercise, people identify someone they're grateful to or for, and either visit them or thank them in person, or write them a letter for the explicit and sole purpose of thanking them. It can really be a neat exercise. All 3 forms have been shown to be effective for enhancing well-being and can be easily adapted for use in the workplace and among employees. So, for example, you can keep a list of work-related things that you're grateful for. You can engage in grateful contemplation at work or about work. And you can also pay a gratitude visit to a coworker or client or anyone else that you work with. So what does kindness look like according to researchers? Kindness takes on several forms, just like gratitude, but I'll stick to those that are most relevant to the workplace. The first, kindness can be sympathy and compassion to those in need. This is an emotional type of kindness. So for example, at work, you might take the time to actively listen to a coworker who just had a conflict with their supervisor instead of brushing them off or just focusing on your own work. Kindness can also be a caring behavior or a giving act. So for example, choosing to stay late to help a coworker who's having difficulty meeting a deadline. It can also be something as simple as starting or ending a meeting on time. Finally, kindness has been defined as choosing to cooperate with another person or team, even though it might be easier to resist or stand your ground. And in particular, I think being the first person to cooperate or relent when the opposing party seems unwilling is indeed a form of kindness per the research definition, and one that I think certainly could be exercised more in today's competitive workplaces.